welcome back to Living 757. This February 25th, PBR Hampton Classic takes over Hampton Coliseum. More than 40 competing riders gonna be here, including our next guest, that he will be attempting to ride one bull in each round. To learn more about this event, let's welcome to the show, Carlos Garcia.
Thank you. Thank you very much for having me.
Carlos, how are you?
I'm very well. I'm very well. Can't wait for the big weekend coming up in Hampton for the PBR Hampton Classic.
I know. Now, I have a question, Carlos. Bulls are very dangerous animals. How did you choose to become a bull rider?
Well, it just kind of started as me and my family. I had a bunch of cousins. I come from a big family, and we jumped on a bunch of dairy cattle, actually. And we had a blast doing it, watched the movie 8 Seconds, realized that it was actual sport and we could do it for a living in the sport of rodeo. And it started as a young dream. Oh, wow. 2 decades ago.
2 decades ago. So were we talking maybe about when you were 11 years old?
Yeah, I was about 11 or 12. Yep. 34 now. So a little over even.
I cannot imagine what your mom and dad say when you tell them, okay, I want to become a bull rider, man, because it's very dangerous. Tell me a little bit about your experience when you started and all the phases that you have to go through.
Sure, absolutely. Growing up out west and stuff, there's a lot of the young kids they start in mutton busting on sheep, and then they go to junior bulls and junior steers. Well, I was from the New England area of upstate New York, so we didn't really have a familiarization with that. Mm-hmm. So we more or less just went all the way right out the door with 1,500-pound animals. And wow. I didn't really know the mechanics or was taught the mechanics properly at that point. I graduated from New York. I went to college and college rodeoed in Oklahoma for a couple of years. And then I eventually moved down to North Carolina next to former world champion Jerome Davis. And that's where I really started to learn the basics of bull riding.
So when was the first time that you really jumped on a real bull?
The first time my mom wasn't even actually there. My aunt was supposed to be watching me. And I got on, and he actually stepped on my leg. All I got was a little bruise from it, but I thought it was the cat's meow, and I've done it ever since.
Well, it's very dangerous. I went the other day to a club that they have these mechanical bulls, and I was looking at the people like they were falling like I'm pew, pew, just flying on the air. I don't know how brave are you that you can do this sport for living. Honestly, kudos to you that you can do that.
Yeah, we definitely have to keep our bodies limber, try to stay in the best shape we can. Mm-hmm. And at 34 years old and a 2-decade career now, I've definitely had a lot of injuries. Mm-hmm. I don't have a long enough time on the show to tell you them all, but I've broken several bones, your jaw, your arms and shoulders, the general normal injuries, I guess you could say, for a bull rider. But praise the Lord, he's allowed me to still be able to do what I love to do. And these young kids in the locker room these days, are the average bull rider in the locker room is probably more or less 22 or 23 years old. So I'm what you would call one of the older guys or the veterans. But again, I'm just thankful to be there. Yep. And I give it to them just as good as the young kids, and hopefully we'll walk away from the PBR Hampton Classic with a win. Yes,
well, thank you that you're still taking care of yourself and you are good. But now, let me tell you really quick, you have 3 top 15 finishes across all lists of competition, which is amazing. And now you are super focused on this competition on 2023. What we can expect this February 25th at the Hampton Coliseum on this show?
At the PBR Hampton show?
Yes.
Yeah, it's going to be some great bulls there. 35 or 40 of the best riders and the best bulls in the world. And this is, like you said, I've come up short a few times earlier this year at a few events. Mm-hmm. So I'm really looking forward to capitalizing in the short go, which is the top 10 scores are brought back. And I'm hoping to capitalize and try to get the win, as it could be it could really give me a good push to be in the top 10 of the world standings for the PBR.
Awesome. Well, we wish you all the luck that day. We invite all our audience to go and check these great events. So I think the information was on the screen. You can go to pbr.com for more information and follow Carlos. Carlos, thank you so much. Keep safe on the 25th, and I hope I can go and see you.
Thank you very much for having me. Hope to see everybody out there.